stage. Ticketmaster.com is going to have whatever info you want on the show. And caller 10, these tickets are yours, so good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Are you trying to make us all uncomfortable?
Alan Cox.
It's gross, it's weird, it's not right, it's not cool.
And there's plenty more where that came from. Back to the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
I got another $1,000 for you, courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie. Exactly 4 minutes from now. So keep your ears peeled for each and every one of these keywords because it's your shot to grab a grand. Starts, I think, in the 9 o'clock hour with Rover, and then Stansbury's got him. I have him. Corey has him at night. Provided there is no basketball or baseball tonight. However, you will have basketball. You'll have Cavaliers basketball, playoff Cavaliers basketball.
Love it.
Here at home. The Romo Fijo, 7:30 tonight is your tip-off against the New York Knicks. They won the first one. Cavs can very easily win the second, as it's a best of three. So let's make sure that they do that. And hashtag let them know that you're there at the game. Just like our own Bill Squire and our own Rob Anthony will be there. Not in the lower bowl.
Club level.
But
on the lower bowl.
Yeah, club level is where they'll be.
Yeah,
that's very exciting. Right. That's a good time. Kid Rock is trying to get his head on straight after this whole Bud Light mishigas. And people were kind of pointing and laughing at him because he, in his excitement to prove that, I don't know. I don't know what the hell he's trying to prove, but, he shot up a case of Bud Light because they had done an influencer campaign with a transgender influencer, and he very much didn't like that. So he started posting Instagram photos of him holding up a can of a seltzer called Happy Dad. And he was very, very proud of that. But I guess Happy Dad does a lot of stuff with trans influencers. So he just doesn't know which way to turn in a world that is changing faster than he can possibly get his heads around it. Co-founder of the news site Trans Rights said Kid Rock should transition to adult rock by growing the F up. I've never heard of Happy Dad, but that's going to change for a lot of people too because, listen, Kid Rock has a lot of fans. It's no small shakes. I'll tell you what, though, in this entire story, the thing that always blows me away, and this is why you can't put any group of people into one group. There's no minority group that is a monolith. And Happy Dad had done campaigns before with Caitlyn Jenner, who has come out against Bud Light.
Dude, she's like anti-trans.
Well,
no joke.
I know Caitlyn Jenner's like a Republican.
She's a mess.
Bruce Jenner was a longtime Republican. But again, just because you're transgender, it's weird how you want what you want for you.
Yes.
But you don't want other people to have that. I mean, it's just...
Well, they didn't pull themselves up by their bootstraps.
She said being rich and whatever. But, and a murderer. Don't forget, Caitlyn Jenner's a murderer. But
manslaughter.
Sorry, she slaughtered a man in his car.
It's manslaughter.
No, well, that's not.
So, yeah. Last April, Happy Dad had posted a video of Caitlyn Jenner drinking the hard seltzer Happy Dad. But she is very upset at Bud Light. So, it's an amazing world we live in. Human beings are complex and interesting and infuriating all at the same time. And you like what you like. And, but again, you can't put anybody in a box.
I think how she was trying to explain it, though, is she says, I am a proud trans woman. I don't claim to be a woman. I don't know what it's like to have a period. I don't know what it's like to give birth, is what she was saying.
Right, but we know that.
I'm still Kylie and Kendall's dad.
Right, but that's not a big reveal.
But
We know that.
But I think what she was saying is trans women now are saying that they are biological women.
No, they're not saying they're biological
They're
women.
not.
Their gender is female. That's different. Gender and sex are two different things.
It's a very nuanced conversation,
There's-
and people don't want to get into the minutia of
But
it.
I don't even think it's that nuanced. Gender and sex are different things. There's no trans woman who's saying, I was born a woman. Mentally, maybe, right? Hence the transition. But it's not even that nuanced.
Yeah.
People are making it complicated when all you have to do is remember a couple of distinct terms and you'll figure it out. Now, you might not like that. If you're Kid Rock, you're like, I don't like any of this. Okay, you don't like that either. People don't want the world to change. They want to go back to the 1950s.
I don't even know if it's that. I think it's guys like Kid Rock are afraid to be gay. They're like, if men start being women, how do I know that I'm not gay? I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking when I say that.
That's why I want to talk. That's why
fully, dude. I'm telling you,
when Jim Norton's here on Friday, I want to talk to him about that.
Oh, he's coming in on Friday?
Yeah, I told him he could. Yeah.
I have a lot of members of my family who are devout Christians who think one of the worst things in the world you can be is gay, and I truly in my heart
think being a
believe.
devout Christian.
What about love one another?
But I think that
what happened to love one another?
I think that
Not like
some
that.
of these guys are afraid of being attracted to someone who was born with a penis. I really do believe that that's part of
But
it.
Kid Rock had people love pulling out the photos of Kid Rock drinking with drag queens
I'm
years
just
ago.
saying.
Like, I don't.
I'm not saying specifically him. I'm saying the other people who make arguments like this.
I think also there's a lot of people that they come from the camp of, well, just don't rub it in my face. And they're like, they just don't want to see it as much as they are seeing it. And the more that they're and it's just easy clicks for conservatives. There's nothing.
But if you're a citizen of the world, you're going to see things that you might not.
Right, but people hate it.
I don't want my tax money going to defense contractors. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a say in that. I don't like it, but I don't have a say in
Their
that.
whole thing is you can if you fight for it.
But you can't.
But you can. That's how
You're not going to vote out defense contractors.
You
Both
can change
sides.
out different
both
contractors.
sides. No, stop. They're all doing the same thing. But I always thought it was a little bit of a simplification when they go, well, maybe you're just secretly gay. Because listen, there are plenty of dudes who want nothing
I'm not
to
gay.
do.
I'm deeply closeted.
I tell you what.
But again, I'm a straight man. I always knew I was a straight man. I'm lucky. I never had to consider it or worry about it. The last thing I have absolutely no sexual interest in men. It doesn't make
you're
me
pretty defensive.
It
Sounds
doesn't
like you
make
haven't
me
found the right man.
It doesn't make me secretly gay, but it also doesn't make me homophobic. You absolutely do whatever you want to do. If I had an inkling of experimenting in college, I would have. I had friends that did.
Maybe you want to experiment in your 60s.
You had straight friends that tried it out and were just like, not for me.
Yeah.
Dude, I tell you what, I was attracted to
Those are your guys. Straight guys who want to play around. That's your
dabblers.
bread and butter.
Now, I was watching a TikTok. So
As you do.
let's go
Accurate.
ahead and just start with the fact that it's 100% science and true. There was on Vice's page, and they were going over, they had like trans women, they had a disabled lady, they had black women, white women, Hispanic women, and they were having like a trans debate. And the one girl, she played volleyball and basketball. And she said, sure, trans women can be women. I'll call you whatever you want. I don't want you playing sports against me. That was her whole thing. She's like, I cannot go up against someone who was born male. That was her point.
The sports thing is when I feel like I have to bow out.
Right. Well, this is her point. And
Yeah.
then they had a trans woman on the panel who was like 5'6". And she was like, well, someone like me going against you just because I'm biological or birth male. I don't know if I'm using the terms correctly. Like someone who was born
Cisgender.
male. No. She was
biologically
born male.
male.
Biologically male. She's like, you would destroy me in basketball. And the girl's whole point was, at 5'6", you would never play basketball. Like, you're not someone who would even be considered for this sport. And then the trans woman came back and she was like, well, Michael Phelps was born with more lactic acid, which is a performance-enhancing drug. So by saying that biological men are born with more testosterone.
That's
like,
when you get into the weeds on some real pseudoscience, too.
Right.
I mean, trying to make a point on, Anyway, Kid Rock and the gay seltzer. And then Bud Light, apparently everybody's mad at Bud Light now because they put out some rah-rah jingo Clydesdale We Love America nonsense.
Horses running in the fields.
That didn't make anybody happy. It got liberals and conservatives pissed off at them.
Because it was two white guys, one with a beard, cracking open beers, and then it was just horses running in the fields.
That's what they've always been. That's what they've been for 4,000 years. They did one thing with a trans influencer, and everyone's worlds have exploded.
Which I never even saw the ad.
It's just a can. It's not even an ad.
Right.
They just put her face on a can.
So it's mostly because
They
so many
said-
of these
they
people
said,
that are anti-trans will follow a person like Dylan. Is that
Dylan Mulvaney.
Mulvaney, and they'll be like, "Oh, this is just all over the place." I'm like, yeah, because you're putting it into your own algorithm. That's what's happening. I just saw a tweet by Steven Crowder. He's saying, if your significant other transitioned, how would you handle it? And someone just gave a really thought out, kind response showing empathy. It's like, no, we want people to freak out. And they love using this trans people as some sort of fear-mongering talking point to generate
they had to give up
clicks.
They had to give up on gay marriage because that became legal. So you need the next thing to get people all riled up, and it turns out this is what it is.
Yeah.
Let me give you some money here. It's $1,000 courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Cash. That's cash. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Yes.
No, I was just going to say they ask questions like that because they think it's a gotcha moment. Whereas someone who is openly supportive of trans people, and then they're like, okay, well, say me, for example, if Brian was like, I think I'm a woman, I don't live this way. I mean, it wouldn't be, I'm not going to be like,
I knew it.
What do you think all that live, laugh, love crap is?
Yeah, right.
Could be my wife. I think it would be, for someone, it would be
It's
different.
jarring,
Yeah, you'd have to sit back and think for a little while. But I'm like, at the end of the day, they want you to get all up in arms, rules for thee, but not for me or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're just poking. They're just trying to find anything
Well,
that's
right,
going to
exactly.
That's
And
it.
That's how you get engagement.
Yeah.
That's how you get people mad at you.
I would.
Because anger drives more clicks than anything. Anything that can make people upset is going to get way more engagement than things that people just enjoy.
I had to question myself a while ago because I was attracted to this really, really butch lesbian. And
Dude, butch lesbians are hot.
I did not
They're
know.
so hot.
I did. My friend just showed me, and he was like, "What do you think about this guy?" And it was a cutoff. It was wearing a tank top. So I don't know if she had her boobs taped down or she just had small boobs. But then it was just straight up abs. And then I was like, "Oh my god!"
Listen, abs are attractive.
I was like, "He is."
That doesn't matter, man or woman. Everybody got abs. If you can see the abs, they look good.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell that it was a woman's body. So she had a hat down and then her torso, and it was all ripped. I was like, "Oh my god, who is that?" And he was like, "She is blah blah blah." I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "I'm straight." I was like, "That's the answer to my problems." I was like, "This is what conservatives have been saying all this time. You just haven't found the right woman. Find a nice lesbian that you're attracted to, because they got me." I was like, "I might, take that behind the bushes." I'm just saying.
Yeah, but then when you get her pants off, how are you going to feel?
My sister and I call them Justin Bieber lesbians. Those are ones that we like.
Yes, yes, it was.
Yes.
Because the haircut, I was like, first of all, her hairline's better than mine, and she just had a better body. But
See, is that a horrible thing, though? If Brian came to me and said, I think I'm a woman, I want to live my life as a woman, and he got bottom surgery, that would be difficult for me being
Yeah,
a
of course.
straight woman because I am attracted to men
Right.
and
It does-
penises.
You also don't know what
you
you're
don't
doing
have-
down there.
yeah,
Exactly.
You don't have to be attracted to him still.
Right, I can still love him.
Yeah, you can still love him, but that's part of it. But that's where the empathy and having an adult conversation, not
Right.
just being.
I ain't gay.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna touch no girl from the waist down. Exactly.
And listen, if you guys are gonna get married, it doesn't matter what's down there anyway. You're not gonna be having sex anyway.
Yeah, man.
Right?
But I wish I could find that picture. I have to find it because every so often I look at it, I'm like, this is what I need.
Alan, keep in mind that Bud Light didn't roll out millions of new cans nationwide. It was literally a picture on one can in Canada a year ago.
Oh, was
It was
it really?
a year ago?
Yeah, they sent
I
out.
thought this was. I didn't look into it. I'm
No,
not gonna
they
lie to
sent they sent out basically glorified swag bags to a group of influencers, and one of them was Dylan Mulvaney up in Canada. I had never heard. Nobody had heard of Dylan Mulvaney until
I've been
this.
following her for a while.
Alan, you don't like butter. When you see someone take a bite out of a whole stick of butter, you find it disgusting. That's how straight people feel when they see same-sex couples kissing.
Yeah,
That's
but
not how
someone-
straight people feel.
Right,
That's
and
how you feel.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it disgusting. I'd say, well, that's sweet. Listen,
I don't know how you do that.
anybody who finds someone to love them and treat them well, man, I am all in favor of it. Hopefully that'll keep more people from murdering other people. But no, I don't find that disgusting. That's your
someone-
word. I
No,
would go, man, God bless you. That's not for me. There's a million things, by the way, that aren't for me. That's just one of them.
Okay, fine.
Million
Maybe
things
not
that
the
are-
butter thing. You see me eat 2 whole bagels. You would be disgusted.
I see what you're doing.
You would be absolutely appalled.
Yeah, but that means you're
Nope.
disgusting.
I'd
not
put
the
my
bagels.
tongue right through the middle of that hole. I get all that.
Give me the cream cheese.
There, man. All right, let me break here. I want to text for something 35192.